Good afternoon, everybody. Hello. Hello. How are you all doing today? It's now Friday, December the 17th, about 4 p.m. Central Standard Time here in beautifully snowy Manitoba, where it is absolutely freezing and also snowing to the point where I cannot even leave my house. So unfortunately, I'm confined to watching movies all day and making my baby follower whales an epic Bitcoin video. It has been a very long time since I've shared my thoughts, and today will be the first time since December the 24th, which will now mark almost 2 months. That's about 3 weeks and 2 days since I've shared with you my thoughts. Why have I not been sharing with you my thoughts? Two reasons. One, it is the holidays. Two, I hold very long term and I do not need to day trade nearly as much as I've done before. Once you've worked incredibly hard for the past few years, you can allow yourself to take some time off. You don't need to answer to an employee. You don't need to work harder so your boss could actually get a new vehicle. You don't need to be paid a salary just so you can forget your dreams. And that is why I am independent today, to the point where I'm happy with being able to take off as much time as I can take off to spend it with my loved ones and my family, especially my dog Luna. So let's get into this Bitcoin technical analysis, shall we? But before we start, we're going to start off with talking about my new courses that are coming out. So what is course 1 and 2 updated? Same material, different sections that will be moved around with much newer and updated and revised and re-edited versions of filming it from this location. It's much nicer, much better content as well, in my opinion, much more well-versed when it is talked about in a much more clear and concise manner that will hit the point much better than it did before. I think I was more of an amateur back then making videos, but now I think I have a few, how many hours would you guys say I have? About 10,000 hours of making videos under my belt. I think you'll appreciate that a lot, okay? So if you guys don't have my course 1 and 2 yet, many people are still asking about it. Contact me, guys. It's not going to be on the market at the price that you think it would be at, but we'll talk about that at the end because I want to focus on this technical analysis video. So December the 17th has marked a very pivotal point in Bitcoin history thus far, has it not? Okay, let's go over the significance of December the 17th as we all remember. First of all, December the 17th, right here, of 2018, that is where the market officially began, right? But not only that, in right here, okay, December the 17th of 2017 marks the official day of where the Bitcoin rally and the bull market ended. 1 year, December 17, Bitcoin finished its rally. Second year, right here, 2018, look what happened. It marked the official first day of the bull market. And I've been talking about it for a very long period of time now, that it will always will be a momentous day for Bitcoin. And it has proven it thus far. And look at this right here. December the 17th is also the exact same day in 2019 where the bear market ended as well. Just like in December the 17th in 2018. Is that coincidence? Is it coincidence that since December the 17th of 2018, we surged a whopping 356%? Is it also coincidence that since December the 17th this year as well, we have surged up a whopping 42%? I think not. I think December 17th is a very significant day. So let's walk it down, guys. Let's walk down the line right now from the monthly and see where this monthly candle ended up finishing. Of course, we ended up bouncing above the 21 exponential moving average. That was in December last year. Decent 1 month right here where we ended up puncturing the 13 EMA. Second month right here, we broke below the 13 EMA and we find support above the 21 EMA. The third month, we get this hammer candle that's slightly bearish, but nevertheless, it's still a bullish hammer candle that ended up showing support, okay? And over here, the next month, of course, this month thus far, Since January the 1st till now, we are getting this massive candle that ended up rebounding and using the 21 EMA as a launch pad. So once we use it as a launch pad, all that we see on the monthly right here is a wick, or right here, wick, call me John, wick, right? And now we're just rejecting in every possible way to the upside and downside, eventually until we reach that 21 EMA. So this parallel line of mine, remember one of my favorite rules is always assume parallelity. Once you assume parallelity, you can easily say that, hey, there's a chance for it to confine in a specific channel because it's not about lines, keep in mind. It's about the psychology behind the lines that people all see. And if they see lines matching up, people think it could be a support or a resistance, especially in a slope channel like this, okay? So now what we're seeing, take a look at this, is we were moving below this 55 EMA. Why do I use the 55 EMA? Because it's a Fibonacci number, right? It's part of the sequence of numbers that forms the golden ratio. So I'm a big fan of this number. We see right here that it has been trending on the downside for about 42 days. 42 divided by 7 is 6. That is 6 solid weeks of trending below the 55 EMA. And then 1 week, the bulls are like, all right, that's enough, okay? We're going to end up moving up to the upside. And I've been calling this for an incredibly long time that once we hit the bottom of this channel, the target is most likely $8,900. So guys, let's call out the things that I've called that's with 100% accuracy thus far. Actually three things. One, $8,900 that I've called. I called that, right? 2, we are most likely very close to finishing the Elliot wave WXYXZ formation. 3, once we hit this downside, there's very good possibility of us just bouncing to the upside. And actually 4, we can keep going. That December the 17th has been a very significant part of Bitcoin history, and it will always mark a momentous day that we can see a flip to the upside or to the downside. Now you all must be wondering right now where my bias stands. Is it bullish? Is it bearish? Are we going to go down? Are we going to go up? I guess we're going to have to stay tuned till the end of the video. As long as I give you my clear and concise thoughts about everything going on in the market, it is up to you to read 10 different newspaper publications so then you can actually have and formulate your own opinion. If you're only watching CNN, you're only going to lean one way, right? Not only that, if there's 10 people in the room and 9 people agree on a decision, it is a 10th person's duty to disagree to cause controversy. And that is one of the most important things, especially when we're talking about Bitcoin history. So let's take a look at this even further, okay? On the weekly right now, we are nothing but bullish. In fact, not only are we bullish right now, but we are about to tick up to the upside. Not in that particular fashion, but we are picking where there's 2 different types of curvatures that I love. There's this one, think of this like a cave, okay? A cave entrance to a door. And the next one is a convex shape that we want, okay? A convex shape creates this equation called y is equal to e to the x. And for all those people that know your mathematics, you all know your parabolic functions of e to the x. That's what we refer to exponential functions, e to the x. Let's give this a little y, right? E to the x functions are found right here. If you keep e is equal to what? 2.161, what's e? I can't remember. E is equal to what? 2.16 something? Oh, I'm so close. 2.16, 2.7, that's not that close, but 2.718, right? Just like how pi is equal to 3.14159, etc., 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 etc. E is a numerical constant, and then when we take x to the power of 2, to the power of 3, to the power of 4, that is how we create these parabolic functions that we see. Parabolic functions can move to the upside, or it can be inversed as well to the negative side coming down. Okay? So right here on the weekly, what we're seeing is a parabolic move to the upside right here. Okay? Now, how long will we stay steady for? Let's go to CMC because it's so OPP. Yeah, you know me. Down with the Ontario Police Department. It's just how it is, guys. My girlfriend's just laughing at me with my little rap that I just made there. She's enjoying her TV right now, and she's trying to be very quiet, not interrupt me for my video. I'm trying to talk very smooth and calm right now, not to bug her. Gotta make sure channel captioning is on. But anyways, guys, enough with she wants to turn around and laugh at me right now, but I already know I'm a big joke, so she doesn't even need to turn around and laugh at me. I can just see her just shaking her head right now. It's just trying to contain that laughter. Her ribs probably hurt right now. Her abs probably hurt because I'm just being a big goof on camera right now. And okay, anyways, guys, let's get back to the video. Enough flirting indirectly on camera. Okay, after this video right now, you guys know what I'm gonna go make for lunch for us because I'm a chef at the heart. I'm gonna go make an amazing ham and potato soup. It's gonna be super creamy with potatoes and carrots and ham in it. It's gonna have bits of bacon. It's gonna have green onions in it. It's gonna be very cheesy with cheddar as well. It's gonna be delicious, especially salty. And then we're gonna make a beautiful sandwich. I call it my triple threat meat. It's gonna have a base of mustard and also butter spread around, a little bit of salt and pepper, and you fry the ham. Sounds pretty good, right, guys? Come over for dinner anytime. Come over for lunch. I'll cook for you guys. She's getting mad at me now because she just wants me to cook for her. And I can do this on camera, guys, okay? You guys know that I always go off on a tangent. Speaking of tangents, do you guys want to know what a tangent is? Allow me to show you what a tangent is from the perspective of a circle, okay? So we talk about tangents, like, you know, tan graphs like this, okay? Do you guys, I just want to explain something funny for you guys where we talk about tangent, okay? So this right here, just think of this as like, you know, as two lines. So tan graphs kind of look like this that a lot of people don't know about, okay? They never actually reach the line, but they get closer and closer to reaching it, right? And this right here would be the x-axis right here in the middle, okay? And this is also the y, right? We can say like that, okay? Just like that, sure. And then it gets closer, and it's called an asymptote. An asymptote is something that never actually reaches, but it quite does. It gets closer and closer and closer to infinity of reaching it, but actually never quite does, okay? I just want to explain to you guys the etymology of the word tangent that a lot of people misuse and don't understand. So then a tangent is something, basically, you know, like people go off on a tangent, right? This is like a, you know, you can think of it like something like a centrifugal force, right? That spins and spins and spins. And then you think of something that just kind of goes off like that, right? Like just think of it like that, where it's going, but it goes off like that, right? So now you're going off on a tangent, get it? I thought that was pretty funny. A lot of people probably don't find that nearly as funny as me, but I found that pretty funny. So anyways, back into this technical analysis. I would really appreciate it if you guys all were much more professional in my video and didn't go off on tangents. Guys, my sense of humor got a lot worse this year, I think. Oh gosh, what's wrong with me and my sense of humor, guys? I feel like I need to buy myself a new personality or something like that with the Bitcoin money that I have. All right, I really mean it, guys. Let's get back on topic, okay? So right now we do have a chance for this to cross over and tick, right? This right here has an amazing chance for us to cross over and get to the positive side. Now, let's move down the daily, okay? One step at a time. Always moving on top of the daily. Now, let me explain to you guys this EMA, okay? EMA is so cray-cray, but it's one of the things I've been using since day one, okay? You guys don't need to hate on it. I love it so much. You guys are going to see exactly how I use this, okay? So first of all, in a bearish market, we're going to be using the Fibonacci sequence of numbers that formulate the golden ratio. The one that I like to use the most would obviously be the 200, the 55, the 21, the 13, and the 8. And then going backwards, it would be the 8, the 13, the 21, the 55, and the 200. Do you know what I just learned from seeing that forwards and backwards? If I ever was pulled over at a check stop, I would probably be able to recite the alphabet backwards as well. I just want to show you guys some of the hidden talents that I have. Okay? Want to hear that again? 8, 13, 21, 55, 200. Backwards would be 255, 21, 13, and 8. If you guys are police officers, just know that I can easily recite the alphabet backwards too, okay? Z, G, H. Ah, shit, I screwed up already. Okay, I gotta start this video. I was gonna edit all of this out, but this year I decided to be myself a little bit more, okay? And I'm not gonna edit anything out whatsoever, okay? So we look at the bullish side, where we end up seeing the 200 moving average supporting all of them. Here's the 200, here's the 55, the 21, the 13, and the 8. It all goes in order where the 200 is the lowest, okay? And then in a bearish side, what we're seeing is that the opposite of it, where we see 200 resisting all of it and acting as a resistance. So it goes from 200 to 55 to 21 to 13 and then to 8, okay? And now what we are about to see, as we have seen here right now again, is that the golden crossover happened already. The golden crossover is when the 55 moving average ends up intersecting with the 200 moving average right here, okay? And then right here, what we see is it tried to break down to the downside, where we see this one called the death cross, which is the opposite of the golden crossover, okay? The death cross is where the 200 ends up resisting all of it. And right now, we got a few days for something to happen. I'd probably say under 10 days, this could turn into one of the most epic rallies that we will ever see, okay? So now, I believe that we are fairly bullish, but we also have to keep in mind that this right here, this parallel channel that we have all been waiting for such a long time has come to fruition and is now hit exactly where we want it to hit. This is like a prediction, okay? This is like a relationship that we've been in for 3 years and you knew it was going to come to the engagement one day, right? But then you end up hitting a wall. You end up hitting a wall after 3, 4, 5 years together. And then you're like, wow, I thought that I was going to break this wall and I was going to get married. But then you just don't end up getting married and you just shit hits the fan. You hit a massive resistance. And then instead of just progressing upwards where you're breaking above, well above this channel where you should be, you end up just breaking to the downside and you go to even a lower point. So is 5K a possible scenario? Absolutely, because you hit this resistance that could have broken out of there but didn't. You guys know what I'm referring to? Like, you understand what I'm talking about, right? I'm just referring to something where we think that something should happen, but it just simply hits a wall and it just doesn't happen. And we got to acknowledge this resistance right here, right? And the reason why I'm talking about 3 years, guys, is because if you actually take a look at the market right now, okay, like, you know, it's been what? It's been literally 3 years since the bull market began. Do you guys see that? 1,113 days. That's roughly 3 years, right? So it's incredible what has happened in 3 years. I mean, we've had so many ups, we've had so many downs, right? At the beginning of the 3 years here, what we see in December or January, last 3 years ago exactly, the market spiked up exponentially, right? And things were going incredibly well. But sometime after a little bit of time, sometimes we can have a bear market where the market just ends up taking a huge dip. It's kind of like life. Sometimes things are going really well, and then there's always going to be a small correction. But always remember that sometimes there could be bad times, whether it be in relationships, whether it be at work, whether it be in the stock market. We're going to have very bearish times where we're taking 3 steps back. And then all of a sudden, of course, we're going to take 5 steps forward, because that's what we should be doing with anything that we proceed with in life, right? 3 steps back, 5 steps forward. 3 steps back, 5 steps forward. But now are we about to take 3 massive steps back again, or are we about to take 7? Sometimes you end up taking 7. You end up regressing. And instead of progressing to where we want it to be, we need further corrections. In fact, there's a lot of people that just end up giving up on the market entirely. And it's just no longer worth their time to even be investing in this specific market. And you know, you never know. Maybe you're into crypto and you don't believe it anymore. Maybe you'll just give up on crypto and you'll go to Forex. Maybe you'll end up going to equities or something else instead. But in my personal opinion, I think that Bitcoin is going to be skyrocketing very soon. And I'm a firm believer in it. And I'm going to put all my money into Bitcoin, to be honest, okay? I'm going to put all my eggs into this one basket because I am so confident after being in this market for 3 years that it's my time to shine. And I will invest everything because I believe in it. I believe in it usurping traditional monetary fiat systems. I believe in it eventually being a currency system when there's fast enough transactions that it will be a major payment system. If not that, I believe that cryptocurrency is going to eventually pave the way for something so much better that may come along, right? And it's going to say, screw you, Bitcoin. We just invented something so much better. We're going to take over Bitcoin. And you know what? This now is mine with all 5 fingers. Okay, guys, so let's get back into this. I'm just talking about how much I believe in Bitcoin right now, right? We're seeing the daily as well. It's trending incredibly high. But one thing I do need to warn you about is this, okay? I need to warn you about bearish divergence, hidden bearish divergence, okay? Hidden bearish divergence simply goes like this. When we got a peak coming to the downside, and then on the high, we're comparing this high right there with this high right here, okay? And then we're also comparing this high for the RSI with this high right here for the RSI as well. And once we compare those highs, what we say is this. If this one here, the lower high is lower, but it has a higher high on the RSI, then that means that it's called a hidden bearish divergence, which is a continuation to the downside, okay? Does that make sense? You're getting a lower high right here, okay? But you're getting a higher high on RSI, which is a form of acknowledging that there could be continuation to the downside. So this right here needs to be extremely careful in my personal opinion, okay? All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do an Elliott wave count, okay? From everything that I've seen thus far, except for this specific resistance, okay? Because it's a channel that's been formed how many times now? 1, 2, 3, 4 massive resistances, okay? That is the major reason why I am bearish slightly because of this resistance. I needed to break out of there with tons of conviction to the upside, and if it does do that, then I'm going to try to buy it on the bounce coming to the downside above that resistance that would now act as a support. Does that make sense? Okay, now let's do a little bit of a review for Elliott Wave. WXYZ is so OPP. Yeah, you know me. I love the Ontario Police Department. That's what some of my friends have always thought it stood for. And then, or I thought it stood for that too. And then someone corrected me. And I just felt really embarrassed for not knowing my rap songs and pop culture, you know? It was a little bit weird. So let me show you guys WXYZ in very brief detail, okay? You got your starting point here. You got your W. You got your X. You got your Y. You got your X. You got your Z, okay? Now, in between each one of these, okay, this is now the first ABC that's come down. The X will denote the failure that I usually like to call the ABC, just in case it only does 3 waves, right? And then what it does is it does another, okay, another ABC in here. So now we call this specific section a double Elliott wave theory because, or double Elliott wave combination, because we ended up getting a double type of correction. And then we ended up getting another one going to the upside, just like that. Say an ABC with a failed again wave. And then we get a Z correction with another ABC. So this now makes a triple Elliott wave combination, as we see right here. Oh, I don't think you guys see it. But it says right above this one here, it's actually I'll just move it to show you, okay? You'll see it right here very quickly. Okay? It's called the Elliott triple combo wave, WXYXZ. Got it? All right, now that we're all on the same page with this type of correction, let's actually talk about this right here and see what kind of correction we're actually getting thus far, okay? Let's keep this fairly brief. I just wanted to add a little bit of humor into this one, not be so serious like I always am. So I apologize if it got a little bit joking. I didn't want to keep it too professional. So here we got the ABC here, okay? Now we got the W there. I believe firmly that that is now Y. I believe this point or that point is a Z. And I now believe that this right here is the Z. Okay? I don't know how I'm getting into this particular wave. If I am not into that one yet right now, I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to give you guys my count, and then I'm also going to give you my alternate count. Okay? This one here is my more main count because it just seems to make sense. Oh, by the way, let's take a look at 24-hour trending volume. Bitcoin dominance is now well below the 70% range. It's actually at 65.9. The historical data showing the change of the 24-hour volume shows that January 14 and 15 had a massive rally at $45 billion, and the preceding day gave us a $40 billion volume. Prior to January the 14th, we've only hit 22.5 volume, which is about 60%, actually 50% left on the nose. 50% volume or 200% more volume the next day, or 50% less volume the previous day. However you would like to take a look at it. The overall market cap ended up jumping a skyrocketing $13 billion, which is unforeseen in an incredibly long time. So did that particular day on January the 14th mark a very momentous occasion? Or is this a bluff? Tomorrow, we're going to be doing a very detailed analysis on on the Bitcoin long versus the Bitcoin short tables as well. And tomorrow, I'll be giving you my long-term analysis. Today is more important for me to just kind of dip my feet, go wading a little bit in the water. Going to be tandem jumping with my skydiving instructor, right? Going to be putting on a life jacket as I get on the pool. Going to be making sure I stay on the kiddie pools. Going to be making sure that I stay on the bunny hills right now before we jump into something big like skiing in Banff, because that's going to come a lot later on the big hills and the big slopes, if you know what I mean. Okay, I'm not going to jump into the deep end quite yet. I don't want to jump off the 10-meter diving boards yet. I just got to get into the 1-meter diving boards on the very shallow end. And that's what today is for, just to get my feet a little bit wet only while coming back here. So here we saw our original ABC. And here we got the ABC with a 3-wave coming to the upside. Okay. And here we easily saw an ABC again. Right there. A to the B to the C. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5. The ABC goes up there with an ending 5th wave diagonal type. Now right here is very confusing. Okay. I would have to go down all the way to a 4-hour time frame just to see if I can get this properly counted, which is still an incredibly difficult count in my opinion, okay? So this could be, I couldn't even begin to tell you where this count could begin, right? This one here could be honestly the ABC failed wave as well, okay? And if that was the ABC with a heavily truncated C wave, then we would have no choice but to call this like that. Almost a double bottom. Or sorry, I meant to say ABC, okay? Right there. A, B, C, like that. Okay, but now this one here, this section is very difficult to count. Okay, and the reason why I am talking like this right now, or I'm doing this right now, is let's say I went on a daily chart, okay? If I went on a daily chart right now, actually the 4-hour would be better. If I went on a 4-hour chart right now, the way that I am seeing this is possibly, okay, let's say this is this 1, that's 2 right here, and this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 going to the upside right here, right where this is making the 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th wave going to the upside, and now we get a 4th wave correction. That's going to be major, okay? And then we break out to the upside. So check out how it looks on here, okay? Doesn't it actually look pretty decent to you? Okay, we take a look at here, and this one actually ended up retracing a fairly bullish amount right there, right at the golden ratio. Golden ratio above 68.91. Bam! That's a beautiful color. By the rule of alternation, if that one corrected that low, then this one here, if it were to correct, in my personal opinion, would hit no lower than $8,000, we'll say. Around there, 7,900. Above this particular price range, right here, above wave 1 territory, above the wave 4 territory right here. Because if we were to count this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let me give you the 3 confluent reasons why this could possibly hold here. 1 right there, 2 right there, which is wave 1 territory, where wave 4 tends to stay above the wave 1 territory. And here's the also 3rd reason right there. The wave 4 will act as a support as well. So wave 1 for wave 4 as support, this particular rally right there, and also the 4th subwave of the 5th subwave that is coming to the downside. So make sure you guys are keeping an eye on this. I'll be keeping an eye on it myself as well, okay? I think that we could possibly retrace down to the 8,000 range. never disqualify for any brief moment this parallel line. Despite us assuming parallelity, despite it being one of the number one rules that I love to follow when it comes to channels, I don't think that this is an A, B, C, D, E, which is a 5-wave, triple wave combination, right? Basically a triple wave of 5 waves, right? I do not think that it's like that at all, but please do not discount this possible resistance that we see, and you will respect it, as I will as well. So right now, we got a major chance to have a major rally, but the major thing that needs to happen is we need to majorly break above and outside of this massive resistance right here. Up until then, stay tuned. Tomorrow, same time, same channel, same Philogog Crypto, and we're going to go over this in many different perspectives. Okay, so I wanted to keep this brief once again, just to kind of dip my feet in the water, and then after that we're going to get into a much more detailed technical analysis down the road. So bullish side, let's give you a consensus and a summary of my thoughts. Okay, if we're bullish, see you at $10,000, but we must break out of here with a clear and concise conviction, as if we've never done before. Otherwise, it's just going to be another failed attempt. So if we were to break out of here, the risk to reward ratio would be quite significantly advantageous to all of us. There would be no reason for me to target higher than $10,000 because I am not greedy. I will always be happy with what I have, and I will always respect what I'm given. And there's no way I'm going to waste an opportunity when it's right here in front of my eyes. Whether it's to my left, to my right, or right here in front of me, I'm going to respect this trade and not be greedy and appreciate this 5.28 risk to reward ratio that I will adopt. I'm going to enter it as soon as it breaks well above $9,000. I will set my stop for about $8,800 on the nose, okay? Let's go 8,800 right there. And then I will target $10,000, and that's going to yield me an RR, we'll say a 4.7 to 1. Now on the bear side, I've spoken about it, okay? The bear side, if we do break below here, this will be my breaking point right here. The breaking point right here will be about $8,500, okay? And on the bear side, I will be taking a short position to bet against the market like I normally do, because guess what, guys? Rawr. I'm a freaking bear at heart, and you guys know that, and that's how I trade. So right now, I'm going to set my stop for fairly low at a 2% loss, and I'm going to be targeting right above this wave 4 scenario here, and also above, we'll say, the 55 moving average. I'll shoot for at least a 3 to 1 RR, and I think right there, that's very, very decent as well for a possible 6.32 gain on a 20k position. I'll do that, guys. 20k times 6%, it's about $1,200. Bam, just made someone's monthly salary in one single trade. Not to be rude like that in any way, but you guys know how I feel about trading, right? It's going to alleviate a lot of temporary burdens and the burdens of modern day society, right? And that's why we trade, so we can spend our time with we can spend our time more with loved ones, more with family, more with friends, and find the kind of freedom that we haven't had before, rather than being locked down to a 9 to 5 position. What have I been doing for the past month and a half? Spending it with the people that I love, just going out, eating food, cooking a lot, visiting my dog, visiting my cat. My dog is a princess. Her name's Luna, as you know. And I'm always visiting my friends that I treat like kings all the time. And they mean a lot to me. So, and queens, right? So anyways, these are my two scenarios. On the bullish side, we'll be getting up to possibly 9k if we break out of here with a lot of conviction. On the downside, we'll be breaking down below 8,500 first, which will be my first demarcated point. Actually, 84.75-ish. I will demarcate anything below that as a bearish zone. Okay, and that's still yielding a beautiful risk to reward ratio of 3. So we're done. We're done this technical analysis for the day. Thank you for always watching my videos. I'm always grateful for all of you guys for motivating me to be a better trader, and especially a better person who could be more responsible and helping the people that need help. And for always giving away what I have. I'd give away the shirt off my back if I want to. Everything I do, I want to do for altruistic reasons while also respecting myself. And that's always important. Never disrespect yourself. So, in terms of the course, guys, I'm now about 30% done filming it. My new course 1 and 2. And it's just free for the people that already have it. Right? Tons of people are still showing tons of interest in it. Therefore, it's my obligation to keep allowing people to get it until I actually release it, which could be very, very soon. It will be a surprise. I'm guessing in less than 2 weeks, by the end of the month, my new course 1 and 2 will come out, and you guys are going to be very impressed by it. The people that have already watched it, I'm not sure if it'll benefit you much. It may just have new examples that you might appreciate, but hey, you're getting it for free. Why not, right? And the people that don't have it, guys, I'm being very firm now. You've got till the end of the month to get it. It goes for 190 American dollars by crypto and crypto only, because it's now entirely removed off of Udemy. I can guarantee you that if you have the old courses, you will get the new courses for free as well. And you will appreciate it because it will have a lot of new examples, although the material will still be somewhat consistent. And who knows, guys, maybe I'm going to value myself so much, maybe in February, I'm only going to allow 100 people to purchase my new course. That's it. And who knows, maybe the price will go up substantially as well, because I'm going to value this course so much and I know that it's helped out hundreds, if not thousands of people. So what I can recommend is this right now. Get the course, message me, DM me, Twitter, YouTube, whatever. Get a hold of me, Instagram. If you guys are interested in the course, get a hold of me. It goes for 190 American, and I have to do this because a lot of people are still showing a lot of interest in it. And I want you guys to be able to have access to course 1 and 2 again. Actually, let's be real, guys. When I finish this new course 1 and 2, I'm going to have a limited amount of people that can get it, that don't have it already. And that's only going to be 100 people. Could be for 3 months, could be for 6 months. But either way, the last thing I'm going to do is saturate the market. So if you guys are interested in this still, Ethereum address is below. Just send 190 in Ethereum or Bitcoin, whatever, contacted me. And I'll be sure to give you guys a link to download all of this. And the people that still don't have it because you haven't been able to get a hold of me since I've been spending a lot of time with family and friends, just DM me on Twitter again. The last thing I will ever do is take advantage of anybody in this lifetime. And the last thing I'll ever do is be disrespectful for the people that got me to where I am today, which is by sheer motivation to succeed and to make sure that I can help others down the line as well. So anyways, have yourselves a great night. It's time for dinner, guys. Going to be cooking up a storm right now. Have yourselves a wonderful night. And I'm sorry to say, but you guys are stuck with seeing me a lot more often. You guys okay with that? Alright, I'm okay with that too. Have a great night. Take care. Get my course if you don't have it. See you later. Bye now.